Getting set for the last heat of the round to set up the quarterfinal bracket on the men's side. It is Rio Waida up against S.Pupo. With that winning feeling back on the Challenger Series, he's had some really impressive finishes to always return to the CT after being bumped the last 3 years. And he is going to give way to Rio here in the opening stages. Rio out in front. Quick whip off the top. Up into the pocket. Gets that tail high above the lip as he rolls through, looking for a big finish on the inside. Bit of release in the tail there. And the wave's going to slow up in this stiff offshore breeze, but he's still going to work it over. The surfer from Indonesia, the first Indonesian full-time campaigner on the championship tour.
He gets a lot of boards from the boys at Sharp Eye Australia. But here we go. Let's have a look at the replay here. Comes around this section, clean snap, keeps the board moving down the line. Bit of a drift on the second one. And then again, just a little third turn there with some drift in the tail. And then a couple more snaps down the line here. Bang, gets the tail free on that one, and then a little floater to finish off right on the rocks here. So with this tide coming in.
It did, mate. The fireworks at the start of that heat, could you feel it? I mean, Italo was going absolutely turbo right behind you. You matched him, and then he came back straight away on the wave after. And it just felt like we were in stall for a huge, toe-to-toe.
Let's have a look at the replay of S.Pupo's 7.5. Stays up high, drops down. Big open extension carve. Wraps it around for the first turn. Bottom of the wave, top of the wave. Clean snap. Drives down the line. See that action, Ryan, where he's high-lining and then coming down, driving for speed. And that's giving him that projection into these turns. That middle turn was sensational as well. A big wrap and then some tidy manoeuvres all the way through to the inside. You can see just how much the water's come in, really just finishing up against the rocks under the cliff face.
Try to go big every time, but sometimes you play the game.
I was just wondering, do you know what your head-to-head is with Italo at all? Is that something you keep an eye on?
He got me a few times.
Waves like this really play into his favour, play to his strengths. And yeah, once his confidence starts soaring, he is unbelievable. He's up again here with a nice looking wall in front. Has that Felipe Toledo kind of spark in his surfing. And there is a really clean kick on the tail there. Ooh. Loses it on that final section, just arrived a little late.
Sammy's doing exceptionally well, staying on the top half, middle of the wave, and then he drops down, and then once the wave just slows up and he's got enough speed to perform turns like that, he actually kicked the fins out on that ride, just as you said, just a little late to that final hit, but sure there'll be other opportunities for him, but this will put him kind of way out in front and start to build a bit of pressure for Rio.
Yeah, just got that ability to, in transition, still let go of some pretty major turns. That second turn was, dynamite.
And I think, especially at high tide here, looks like Rio's taking some interest in this one.
Yeah, well, I think Sammy would have swooped on it if Rio didn't. Drives out into the first section. Just a transition hit now, can commit a little more. And driving down the line, needs a big finish here to turn in a 5.84 and get the lead back. Generating some speed, ramping up, throws the reverse, gets the extension, tweaks the tail.
And connect all those turns, but I actually don't mind his choice here. And again, like Sammy, just pumping down the line, lateral turn to open things up, and then more angle, more rail line on the second, and right here he's going to come committed. I'm down the line, I need to finish this in a big way. Waits for it to start to close out, he clicks with it, gets the rotation.
And on the outside, meanwhile, while we wait for the score to drop, S.Pupo is going to get started. Bit of a trip on the first turn, uncharacteristic really, but he is making up for it here. Really drawn out turn, grinding that board to the point of release, but just whipping it back down the line. Let's have a look at the replay of this last exchange.
Sammy, first turn, just gets a little edge caught on the opening one, but then he cleans it up this turn here on full wrap. Just, I can't believe how tight and high.
On the outside, Rio. He gets a shot at wave number 5. Moves some water, lines it up, and can't see a ramp down the line, so he's out of there. Second priority, and there was a little exchange here. S.Pupo had a lot of speed on this section. Don't think this one went into his top two.
Whoa, whoa. Yeah, just almost had too much speed there and then behind him. This is Rio. Just a little, a little Rio as he drives down the line here, looking for that closeout section. Goes for the spin again.
6 minutes to go here. Rio with an opportunity. Chasing a 6.11. Needs to lay down some big tracks early on and does. Deep carve right back into the bowl. Can he get a finish on this ride? He's on his way to a good score. Needs more. This wave getting a little sleepy for a moment, but he's just staying with the power source. Now starting to load up for the finish. Rips the board into reverse. Rides out. His coach throws his hands together for good reason.
Let's take a look at the Ripco replay here. So good looking wave down the line. Gets high. Drives down the bottom. Extended carve. I love her on the transition, how he got straight back on the toe side rail. There was no pump, no glitches in between. Another roundhouse cut back through the mid zone of this wave. And then watch here. Drives for speed again. Gets the air reverse. Tidies it up.
And here we go on the outside. 20 seconds to go. And Sammy has to take this one. And does. And let's see if he can't surf it up. And better that 5.6. Nice rip off the top. Back out in front. Bashes through the pocket. This wave standing up pretty nicely. As he again just minces. Rio on the outside. Gets to his feet. He's particularly deep on this one. It's going to shut down on him. And that was a well-fought heat from both surfers. But S.Pupo finding the edge and probably about to drop the 5.6 and improve on his heat score total with that final ride.
And a very polished performance from S.Pupo, and he's moving through. And guess what his prize is? He's going to match up with Gabriel Medina in the quarterfinals.